You worked hard, you saved, you followed the rules. But what happens when the rules change? Now, Washington is quietly rewriting the retirement playbook. And if you think your IRA or your 401k is off limits, think again, because the next big shift could put your savings right in the crosshairs. For decades, Americans were told the same thing. Put your money in a 401k, let it grow, and you'll retire comfortably. That plan worked when the system was stable, when inflation was low, when the dollar was strong, and when government policy left your retirement alone. But today, the plan is being rewritten quietly, deliberately. And if you're not watching closely, you might not notice the changes until they hit your wallet. New proposals are already floating around Washington, policies that could limit how you access your own retirement money or tax it in new ways. There's talk of reducing contribution limits, taxing withdrawals differently, even rolling out a digital dollar that would give the government full visibility into your spending, including how you use your retirement funds. And it's not just theory, it's all on the table. At first glance, it might look like progress or modernization, but beneath the surface, it's about something else: control. The more control Washington has over your retirement, the less freedom you have to protect, preserve, or pass down what you've earned. And here's what most Americans don't realize. Once these changes go through, you won't get a warning. The rules will change, just like they did with pensions, just like they did with savings accounts. And by the time the system shifts, it's too late to protect what you've already built. If this sounds extreme, just look at what's already happened. In recent years, lawmakers have floated ideas like taxing unrealized gains, meaning you'd owe money on investments that haven't even been sold yet. There's been talk of limiting tax-deferred growth on retirement accounts over a certain size. Some have even proposed automatic IRAs, where the government decides how and where your money gets invested. And here's the problem. When these proposals gain traction, they rarely go away. They evolve, get renamed, and show up later as policy buried inside massive bills no one reads. And while Wall Street shrugs it off, regular Americans get blindsided, especially those who played by the rules. That's why so many people are turning to alternatives now, not because they're conspiracy theorists, but because they've seen what happens when systems get stressed. During the 2008 crash, retirement accounts lost trillions. In 2020, the CARES Act temporarily waived withdrawal penalties and changed how retirement minimum distributions worked. Overnight, Washington can and does rewrite the rules when it suits them, and it rarely benefits savers like you. At American Alternative Assets, we saw the warning signs years ago. That's why we've helped thousands of clients reposition a portion of their retirement savings into assets the government can't just seize, freeze, or inflate away. A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau and a 30% referral rate. People trust us because we help them gain control legally, securely, and privately. But protecting yourself isn't just about owning gold or silver. It's about how you own it. And if you want to stay ahead of the next round of policy shifts, there's a very specific way to do it. You don't have to sit back and wait for Washington to make the next move. The smartest retirees aren't trying to outguess the system. They're stepping outside of it. They're diversifying into physical assets that aren't tied to banks, brokers, or government regulators. And they're doing it in a way that still keeps their retirement fully compliant and tax protected. At American Alternative Assets, we help clients roll over a portion of their 401k, TSP, or IRA into a self-directed precious metals IRA. This gives you the power to hold gold and silver in your retirement account without giving up the benefits of tax-deferred growth or triggering early withdrawal penalties. And unlike stocks or mutual funds, these assets don't vanish in a crash. They're real, they're private, they're yours. Gold isn't just a hedge against inflation. It's protection against policy. It's immune to printing presses. It doesn't rely on political stability. And for centuries, it's outlasted every paper currency, every manipulated market, and every regime that thought they could control it all. That's why people trust it during moments like this. When the rules are shifting and the pressure is rising, physical precious metals give you something most assets can't: peace of mind. You know where your money is, you know what it's worth, and no one can shut off your access with a flick of a switch. But the key to making this work is how you set it up. The right account structure, the right timing, the right metals. Do it wrong, and you could lose your tax benefits. Or worse, but done right, this can be the strongest layer of protection in your entire retirement plan. And if you've been feeling that pull, if you've sensed that something isn't right and you need to move, then keep watching, because the next move from Washington could hit harder than anyone's expecting. So what can you do right now? Start by asking yourself a simple question. Do you really trust that the retirement system will look the same 5 years from now? Because if the answer is no, or even I'm not sure, then now's the time to act. At American Alternative Assets, we specialize in helping clients take back control before the rules shift again. We'll walk you through the process of protecting your existing retirement savings with a gold IRA that's fully IRS compliant, legally structured, and backed by real assets. You'll have access to a team that understands the law, the loopholes, and most importantly, your concerns. Whether you're looking to roll over a traditional IRA, a 401k, or just diversify what you already have, we make the process clear and secure. And we do it without pushing gimmicks, risky coins, or empty promises. We believe in a simple approach: protect, preserve, prosper. It's not about fear, it's about being prepared. And the truth is, there's more coming. More regulations, more oversight, and more moves by Washington to tighten control. That's why the next few minutes matter. Watch this video next, because if you don't know how digital currency could reshape your retirement, you might be walking into a future where your own savings aren't even guaranteed.